Hey, where's the fishing video this week? Well, the truth is, I don't have one for you. I've been gone this entire week. I've been with Reggie up in the Brainerd Lakes area filming more footage for some upcoming videos. So instead, what I thought I'd do, I've never done this before, just sit down, have a little chat with you, tell you about some upcoming things on the channel, and give you a little sneak peek behind the scenes at what it takes to make this channel happen. So this is mainly for people who've been following the channel for a while. If you're new here, I just want to say welcome. You may want to go back to the homepage and check out some of my other videos first, but for the rest of you, let's get into it. So when I make my fishing videos, every time I make a video, I try to make little small changes here and there, just trying to make them better each time I make a video. Well, every now and then I just kind of do a drastic change, and you're going to see that on some upcoming videos, mainly in the intro section. I kind of redoing the whole thing. So I'd love to hear what you think of it. If you liked it, didn't like it, let me know. A couple things that I'm doing different is I'm going to be adding in some licensed music, some popular hit music, and I'm really excited about next week's video. You saw from the thumbnail I was wearing my nice little river hat. I'll be wearing that in the video. I did a 2-day journey down the river with 6 guys, and we caught some monsters. It's going to be a great video. So you can see that next week. I still have a couple videos from earlier this year that I have to put out, so that'll be in the regular format. And then once I get to the lakes that we just did in the Brainerd Lakes area, you'll start seeing the new format come out. All right, let's talk a little behind the scenes stuff, what it actually takes to make a fishing video. So first of all, how long does it take for me to edit one video that goes out on this channel? You think it takes 8 hours, 2 days, or 4 days? Well, let's see. So we need 1 full day of fishing. Then I get home, I got to take all the footage off the cameras, organize it, put it on my computer, and upload it to Adobe Premiere, which I use for editing. And then I usually just get the beginning of the video started, start like on the intro. So that's 1 day for that. So it's 1 day of fishing, 1 day uploading. On the 3rd day, I put together the full rough cut of the video. So I usually get it, beginning to end, and I go over it all and make sure it looks decent. And that usually takes a whole day. On the 4th day, I go over it and I fine tune it. So I watch the whole thing, cut out any little bits that shouldn't be there. I do the color grading, add in all the transitions, add the music and that kind of stuff. And then I watch through the whole thing once it's finished, make sure it's good enough, and then I upload it. So that's 4 days just to make one video. And then what you may not have realized, I also have a website that goes along with this. So every time I upload a lake video, I also put a lake review on GoMidwestFishing.com, where I put like all the lake stats. I have a lake map, all the fish species, pictures of the boat landing, my commentary about the lake, and I talk about my fishing experience. So it's a great supplement to the videos if you're looking for good lake information. You want to go out fish a lake, you want to know a little more about it. The video is great to see what the lake looks like. But if you want all the technical data, you want to go to GoMidwestFishing.com, go to the lake review section. And I'm closing in on 100 lakes right now, and my goal is to fish a new lake every time I go fishing, especially through Wisconsin, Minnesota, and I'm trying to fish every lake there is in the state. Now, Wisconsin and Minnesota both claim to have over 10,000 lakes, which seems like a lot of lakes, but when you narrow it down to good lakes that are fishable with public access, it really narrows that pool down a lot. Because, for example, Wisconsin calls anything over 5 acres a lake, whether it's a little pond in somebody's backyard or a swamp area that can't even fish. So I'm mainly focusing on lakes that have good public access, have good fishing, and are lakes that are worthy of going to. So adding all this info on the website also takes a day. So that's 5 days of work to put out one fishing video on this channel. Of course, I like to overcomplicate things a little bit. So how many cameras do you think I use when I go out to film a fishing video? Well, the first camera I use is a Sony AX53. That's my camcorder, and I use that for like whenever I'm talking to the camera, or it has a 30 times zoom on it. So whenever I see something like on shore, there's deer running on shore or another boat flying by, I can zoom way in and get those close-up shots with that. And I usually film like the landing areas and that kind of stuff with the camcorder. And of course I also have my cell phone, which I use sort of the same way. I do that when I film myself talking a lot or take photos of the boat landing and videos of that. But it doesn't have quite the zoom capability of the camcorder, so that's why I like to use that more. All right, so that's 2 cameras. My third camera is a GoPro Hero 8. I wear that on my chest, so that's where you get all the chest view stuff. And I have that hooked into a wireless mic system. That's a Pico mic. So I have that connected. It's all on me right here. It's connected into the GoPro, and then I have 2 wireless mics using on me and on Reggie or whoever else is fishing with me. So that records directly onto the GoPro Hero 8. So on the back of the boat, I have a GoPro Hero 10. That kind of gives you the overview of the whole boat. So whenever I'm bending over, grabbing net or something, you don't want to see that. So I'll switch to the wide angle view of us in the boat. Makes it look a little better. Then of course we got to get those underwater shots. For that I have an AquaView Revolution Pro. It can record on it, but the quality is so terrible. I've rigged up a little system to hang a GoPro underneath it. So I have 2 GoPro Hero 5s that I use for all my underwater footage. And then I also have an underwater camera called the Spydro, which you may have seen. It shows whenever you see my lure trailing behind, that's the Spydro. It hooks right onto my fishing line, and I usually just troll along with it. And it's really cool because you can cover a big area and you can see the fish come up and hit the lure. I love that camera. And of course we have the aerial views. So for that I use a Mavic 2 Pro. So that's my drone, and all you see at the beginning of my videos, I try to fly right above the landing and I take a Google Earth view. I zoom in to the landing, and then when that stops, I go in with my drone and I zoom down the rest of the way. Alright, so that's a camcorder, cell phone, GoPro Hero 8, Hero 10, 2 GoPro Hero 5s, AquaView, Spydro, and the drone. That's 9 cameras, and then I have my wireless mic system, so we'll call that 10 pieces of equipment I use to film these videos. Now the real issue is keeping all this straight, because you have clips from 8, 9 different cameras and you want to switch views back and forth. You have to match all those clips up together so they're all on the same scene. And then I use the audio from the wireless mic, so then I have to match up the audio with the camera shots from all these different cameras, and it gets kind of complicated. So one way I make all this work well is I got to make sure all my cameras are set to the current date and time. They all match. And then if you do any filming with GoPros, their file system is just wacky. Depending on if you're doing a looping, a time lapse, or just a regular recording, they label all different stuff. So when you play it on your computer, they're all rearranged in a weird order. And this makes it really hard to find which clips go with which. So I run all my clips through what's called a bulk renaming tool. It's a really good software. It's free. You can look it up if you want. And what I do, you put all the video clips in there, and I reorganize them according to the day or the hour and the minute that they were taken. And then I rename all the clips so they're renamed by their time they were taken, and then I label 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in order of the time sequence. And then I do that for all the clips, so then all I have to do is go and find the one that was taken at 11:05 a.m. and find this clip over here at 11:05 a.m. and then I try to match them up. And then of course I got to complicate things even further. If you've watched any of my fishing videos, I show you where I am on the lake when I'm fishing. So I can't just mix clips up from here or there, because I'm showing you I'm here on the lake, so I have to show you those clips from fishing right there. So what I do is I have usually a map of the lake. You'll see me pointing it out a lot of times. Usually I use the Sportsman's Guide. And every time I'm done filming a clip, I always film the actual map. I point where I am on the map so I can see it on the camera. So when I pull up that clip, I can where is this from? I go to the end of the clip, and then I look where I'm on the map so I can make sure I got it in the right spot. So now you know why it takes me so long to put out a fishing video. You got 5 days of work, and you got this crazy mess of cameras and trying to match everything up. So I'd love to put out a fishing video every week, but that's why I intertwine it with some how-to videos, some working on the camper. A little bit easier videos to edit, that if I don't have enough time to do it, I can put out one of those videos. Just keep in mind, I still have a full-time job. I have a family I got to spend time with, and I have a lot of other hobbies I like doing too. So I'm doing my best to get out, as many fishing videos as I can. But now you understand why I, don't put them out every single week. Now usually there's a little lull between, you know, the end of the fall and winter where you can't really go fishing. So that's when I'm going to get to work in my shop. And I know it's been a while, but you saw me start my project boat. I got a Mercury 135 on it, and the actual boat, I'm going to hopefully finish that this winter. The motor, I'm going to do a complete tear down and rebuild. Hopefully by springtime, it's up and running like new. I don't know, I've never done it before, and I'm not really qualified to do it, but that's kind of the point. I want to see if a guy like me, an average guy like me and you, can actually tear apart a motor and rebuild it and have it actually work. So that would be a fun video to do, and that should take up most of my winter. But, you know, there's also some ice fishing to do and lots of other things, so I'm going to do my best to get that video out by springtime. Oh, and just so you know, in the upcoming weeks here when I put out the videos from Brainerd, we did Gull Lake, Edward Lake, and Big Sandy Lake. Oh, Big Sandy Lake was awesome. You're going to love that video. We just hammered some big northerns. But the other two lakes, well, I was having a little camera issues, and if you've ever done filming, you know that these electronics, they sometimes just go haywire on you. And at one point on Lake Edward, I was down to my two GoPro Hero 5s. Those are the only cameras I had working. My Sony AX53 camcorder is just broken. I got to bring that in and get it fixed. The Hero 8 I got on my chest keeps shutting off like every minute on its own. And my Hero 10, I was starting to substitute that, and then it wouldn't take a charge from my external source, so it ran out of batteries and died. And then my wireless mics quit working, and I had just a heck of a time getting any footage for that. So I'm going to do my best to make those videos look good, but you know, my apologies if they don't look as good as they usually do. But I got so fed up with the cameras not working, I just ordered a new camera. It's the Insta360 X3. So this is a 360-degree camera. I'm really excited to put that to use. I think I'm going to put that on the back of the boat so I can see all the way around no matter what happens, because a lot of times you'll get like a fish jumping off the back of the boat or something happening just off camera. And this way I can catch the entire thing of anything that happens. It should be on film. So I'm really excited to put that camera to use. So you'll probably see some of that coming in the upcoming videos. If you notice a little bit different views than you used to, that's why. Well guys, it's been great having a little chat with you. If you've been following the channel for a while, I really appreciate all your support. Any feedback you want to give me, I always appreciate, because I said I'm always trying to tweak these videos, make them a little better each time I make them, get a little more creative, because I just love the editing process, and I'm always looking for good ideas. So if you got any, feel free to let me know about it. All right, that's all I got for you this week. Make sure you tune in next week. It's going to be an awesome video. I think it's going to be my best ones yet. So hopefully I'll see you there. Everyone have a great day.